Yeah, when I lost my Corn Ferry status, I felt like there definitely needed to be a shift in my priorities. So that was a big shift for me. I just kind of felt like I hadn't really reached my potential, and also felt like I wasn't giving 100%. And so that was a big shift for me. Was just that year fully deciding for the next 3-4 years that I was going to get every last drop out of myself. I think you should just do that right off the start. I think no matter what, you should kind of, look at what other people do and see where and how they had success and learn from that. But then at the same time, be trying to, create your own path and do it your own way. So for me, something that's changed over the years is I think I valued my social life a little bit more than my professional life at times. And now that's something that's shifted entirely, and golf comes first and my professional life comes first, and then everything else is just kind of on the back burner. I think, golf is a very unique sport where you bet on yourself as soon as you decide to turn pro. You're a private contractor and you pay for everything on your own. So for me, it's, signing up for that last mini tour event when you don't have a dollar to your name afterwards, and you have to go, earn your living that way. There's nothing guaranteed. For me, I felt like I was always sort of underestimated, in my opinion. I was never an All-American in college or anything like that. I felt like I was always sort of overlooked, and I think for me, it helped me realize how important it is to worry a lot more about what I think of myself and not how others are going to judge me, and just let my scores go do the talking. I think for me, the equation that kind of is set out in golf in general is you need to have success as soon as you turn professional right out of college or something like that. And for me, I didn't get on tour until I was 29. It was just, I knew it was what I wanted to do my entire life, and wasn't going to let, what age I was determine that. For me, something that really fuels me and keeps me going is just knowing that there's a lot of untapped potential in there, and there's still so much to achieve. It's not, just once you've won one golf tournament, once you've played in one tournament, whatever it is, that's going to be enough. It's really just, I feel like there's a lot more I can do day to day, year to year. So every morning there's something to chase. I think the one thing I want people to take away from how I play, and I think I've somewhat shown that in the last couple of years, is like I play to win golf tournaments. I think there's a lot to be said about finishing in 20th and top 10s and things like that, but I want to win, and I'm going to do whatever I can to win. I'm willing to take risks. I'm willing to take chances, and to me, winning's the ultimate goal, and it's the reason why I work so hard. I think for the most part, what I usually tell kids is just don't get so caught up in what's happening right now. I don't remember the results of any junior tournament I played when I was 16, 17, 18. So I think trying to look into the future and just trying to get better every single day, and really try to see where you want to be in 5 years rather than how you played over this past weekend. To me, the one variable that has to be in the equation for success is discipline, especially in golf. There's no coach to tell you what to do. There's no teammates behind you to pat you on the back. You got to do it yourself. So if you don't have discipline, it's going to be a tough go for you. I think, in order to change the equation, both on and off the golf course, I feel like for me, you just have to be willing to do things that others aren't. I think sometimes there can be a cookie cutter way of going about doing things, and I think you need to kind of groove your own path, figure out what works for you, and just stick to it. The relationship with your caddy is the most important thing you have. I mean, it's the person you spend the most amount of time with throughout the course of a season. You spend 30, 35 plus weeks together every single day. So number one, you better like them. And number two, it's kind of the ultimate, you need to have the ultimate, utmost respect for somebody like that. He's working for you, you're working for him. And it really is a team out there. The one piece of advice I'd give kind of the younger generation is just, it's not that big of a deal. Like whether you're in junior golf or college golf, just because you didn't go to the best school or win a certain tournament, it doesn't matter. There's so many different roads to get on the PGA Tour and just have success in golf and not golf. And I just, it's a bummer seeing so many kids get so caught up in what's going on when they're 15. So I think having fun is the most important thing at that age. I feel like for me, I felt the most pressure after I won. I think leading up before I won, there was no pressure because there was no expectation, and nobody's expecting me to win. So I was able just to go out there and play for myself. And then I think expectations change, and goals can change after you went on tour. So for me, it was definitely after, and then, you know, it took some time to get my feet back under me and realize that I need to just go out and keep trying to do it again and again. For me, like, I feel like fear and doubt only creep in when your body internally truly knows, or your mind really knows that you haven't done the work to be confident. So that's a tattoo that I have on the inside of my arm. It says confidence comes from doing. And that's something that I feel like really sits well with me. I know if I get nervous over a certain shot or in a certain scenario, it's just because deep down I know I haven't practiced it enough, I haven't worked on it enough. So I do my best to kind of face all those demons. To me, I've always kind of told myself to like feel the ground beneath your feet. I had a friend of mine caddy for me and told me that when I had a chance to win my first kind of bigger professional event in Canada. And I was so nervous walking up 18, and he was like, just feel the ground beneath your feet. And so that's always been like a constant reminder for me. It just helps me be present, stay grounded. I think when it comes to like making a decision, whether you're being bold, being reckless, I think reckless is an emotional decision where you aren't weighing out what could potentially happen. And I think bold, you're of sound mind and you know this is what's at stake, and I'm gonna go for it because it's what the shot calls for, it's just what the situation calls for.